4 years, I went to church with my 3 little kids by myself, and my husband was inactive for, I think he was only active for 1 year of our marriage. And it was very difficult. I'm talking 7, 8 years taking the kids to church by myself. And while doing that, I always had big callings in the Relief Society presidency, Young Women's presidency, primary presidency, and I also had a debilitating disease at the same time. But I still went come hell or high water because I wanted to be a good believer. And that's exactly what I did. And this caused so much friction and tension in my marriage with my husband because I felt like he didn't care about our forever family. I was so angry at him, and we almost broke many times because of this issue, as many people in mixed faith marriages do, because I was so believing and so strong in my faith and I wanted my family to be eternal. Like, that's all that mattered to me. And I was not well. I was not well in mind, in heart, or in body because I believed a lie like that. And I was letting it destroy my family. Unknowingly, to my credit, I wasn't doing this on purpose, and a lot of people don't. And anyways, so things were coming to a head and like getting really, really difficult in our marriage. And also, I was crashing into what they call the faith crisis. And I was beginning to question. I think the biggest thing that made me start questioning why the hell I even go to church is when they told us the formula for bearing a testimony. We had to only talk about Bednar came to our stake and said people need to bear their testimony this way. And that only included Joseph Smith, the Living Prophet, and the Book of Mormon, and Jesus Christ. And no one could share stories about how God is moving in their life. No one could share stories about how things are evolving and changing and how they're growing. And so I remember going to church, and the testimony meetings were so robotic, and I'm like, I'm not here for robotic. I can't do robot. And then I realized that I have been doing robot for a long time. I have been saying what they want me to say, thinking what they want me to think, and feeling what they want me to feel. And so this is when my faith really started to shake and crumble, because I realized that they were trying to control more than evolve and grow in faith and in our understanding, and all. There's just so much about that. So that was when my faith started to crumble a little bit. And one day my husband came to me and said, I'm not sure the environment of the church is healthy for me, and I don't want to go, and I don't want to be a part of it. And it was so weird because when he said that, I realized, like, you know what? It's not healthy for me either. And when those words came out of my face, my heart dropped, because this is something I have feared my whole life. I cannot leave the church. Like, do you know what happens to people who leave the church? They lose their family. Like, all the threats that the church gives people about that were running through my head, running through my body, in my nightmares. Like, this was the scariest thing that I could have ever said. But it boiled down to, do I love an organization that's destroying my life more? Or do I love my marriage and the man I'm with more? And because I can take my faith wherever I go. That's in my heart. And the relationship that I have with my husband is being completely destroyed by my experience in the church because of what they teach and their controlling narratives and all these things. And so the question was, for me, do I love an organization or do I love a human more? And because I have a heart, and because I care deeply about the people in my circle, I chose the human.